Good to have you again and to be here to talk to you. I appreciate you for clicking on this video, and I want to say good day to you, whether night, morning, afternoon, however it is. And of course, I want to also say that the Lord keep you safe and protect you. If you are in your business, you receive the blessings of God and also the increase from the Most High. I want to discuss very, very important thing today that has to do with the discussion on Radio Biafra last week, where Chinonso Nworu was trying to give a particular narrative regarding the kidnap and extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the reason why I have to talk about it is because I understand how these kinds of things work, and how sometimes we want to brainwash people to believe us rather than getting the full story, especially when people are gullible and they are not really very knowledgeable about things that have to do with professional approach to dealing with things, and also the important fact here is that we want the truth to be out. As much as you know that this is Truth Channel Network, as much as I don't have any issues with anybody, I'm not against anyone, and I'm not indicting anyone to say that they are responsible for the kidnap and extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But I have a reason to have my suspicion, especially based on the traits and the actions of some people, and on the and the facts on ground, because it is from facts and approach of people that we can tell to an extent, to a larger extent, their involvement in a particular thing and their role. And when it comes to the matter of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there's some basic things that we look out for, especially amongst the people who are his followers, to be able to deduce some stuff, just like investigative officers do. There are some things that are before you that would prove some facts and basic facts to you. But before I go on anyways, I want to say, please like this video, like it is important, and share on all your social media platforms, and also subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed, and please comment, put your words here so that we can look at it, and then I can understand what's in your mind, and we can look at things factually and then understand how we can go. This is Truth Channel Network, and my name is Kelechi Ambrose. I want to welcome you live. It's live anyways, I'm doing it live, but you are watching after the live broadcast. It's just the video you are watching after the live show. Now, Chinonso Nworu was telling us the story from the questions being asked him. He was giving us a narrative just last week, I think, was it a week ago or so, Saturday, the 31st of August or so, 2024. It was Saturday, 31st of August, or 30th of August, or 31st or so. Today is 8th of August, 2024, and he began to talk about. First, he was telling us that Chike Doziem is the head of the DOS, and nothing anybody can do about it. The truth about it is that Chike Doziem is standing in place of the leader for now. He's an interim leader. He's not the head. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the head, even if he's in the DSS dungeon. So I disagree that Chike Doziem is the head. Chike Doziem is only representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the leader and standing on behalf of the leader. So we must make it clear so that people can understand. I'm not against Chike Doziem. I'm not against any of them. But we have to not sentimentally or stylishly change the narrative, just like Simon began when he began to say that he's a disciple, and then later he said he's a whatever, and then later he said he's apostle or whatever he called himself, until he now said he's a prime minister. Sorry, all these kinds of jokes, funny things. People are just concerned about positions. And another thing that Chinonso said that poses a kind of made me reason, because anytime people make statements, I'll reason very, very far. As much as I say that I'm not indicting anybody yet, because I am not in that position to indict anybody, but the truth about it is that there is room for me to make my own personal conclusions, which of course might not be necessary to air here, to talk about here, because the need for that is for a national discourse, so that we can put our facts together. I have my facts, and we need a national platform where we can all come together and then lay our facts, and then a very critical, committee or inquiry, will be, carried out, so that we can get to the root of the matter. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped June 23rd or so, or 26th or so, I can remember. 8 days he was extraordinarily renditioned into the zoo, into Abuja, from Kenya. Was extraordinarily renditioned. He was kidnapped, in June 2021 and renditioned, I think 28th or so of June or so, back to Nigeria. Extraordinary rendition. Now, I discovered that the narrative on Radio Biafra is always that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned. Please, let's get it right. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not renditioned. It was extraordinarily renditioned. Extraordinarily renditioned. Because if you say rendition is a legal process. It's an extraordinary rendition. It's a criminal process. These are two things. So we shouldn't say that it was rendition. We should say add extraordinary to it. That means that it was illegal. It was illegally renditioned. So we should understand that. And again, he made a statement also referring to Emmanuel Kanu, saying that he would have that he want order from him. Emmanuel Kanu would have been, when he comes for that meeting, they will deal with him, want order from him, and indirectly he is giving an impression that he is actually in control, in spite of the fact that in spite of the fact that Chike Doziem is pronounced by him as the leader. That means he is the one who controls the affairs and the situation and the things that go on, and Chike Doziem have no say. So in order to be on the safe side, he needs Chike Doziem to continue to be there, so that he would always exude his power and control over Chike Doziem. That means he actually calls the shots. That means this is about power tussle and control. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must continue to be where he is, and Chike Doziem must be the leader, so that he will be in control and decide what happens. That's what it means. And this is not going to be allowed, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader. Nobody else calls the shot. Nobody else calls the shot. The only thing that anybody can do now is one. We must constitute a committee of inquiry to investigate the matter. I said this when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. I said we must constitute. When there is a system, a structure, even in family meetings, when something happens, there's always a constituting of an inquiry, a disciplinary committee to deal with the matter. If it has to do with discipline, a disciplinary committee is composed. If it has to do with critical issues like these kinds of matters that happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or any other matter, a committee is constituted to look into the facts and get the report to the people. But the more I said it, everybody pretend as if it's not supposed to be. Now, my big question now is, why did Chinasa Nworu suddenly begin to explain to us about just this August 2024, 30th or 31st of August 2024, about what's happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in 2021 June? Why did he just suddenly decide to give his own explanation now? All this while, none of them have said anything, none of them had said anything, all of them have been quiet. Nobody's saying anything, everybody's pretending nothing, as if they don't have an information. Then suddenly, he hears that Emmanuel Kanu is going to, I'm not exonerating any of them, whether Emmanuel Kanu or Chinansa or anybody. No, I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody. I'm looking at things neutrally, from the point of neutrality, because I have my senses. Now, suddenly he said that Emmanuel Kanu is going to Germany or so, or somewhere, to try to get people to rally around people and to give them false narrative. And then he comes on Radio Biafra and begins to say that what Emmanuel Kanu wanted to do was to indoctrinate people and give them false narrative. Now, if you say he wants to give them false narrative, why not wait for him to give the narratives, and then you can now tell us what is true and what is not true. Give us your own perspective. Now, why is it that suddenly you are bringing in the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and how he was extraordinarily renditioned and how he was betrayed, when you discover that Emmanuel Kanu is going now to Germany or somewhere or places to try to discredit the leadership of the DOS? Why is it that it is when Emmanuel Kanu wants to go and do his own activity of discrediting, which of course every one of you are busy looking at self rather than the people? Why is it that it is now that you want to come out and tell the people what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Which means you want to give your own first, words before this guy goes to say something else, and then you make the people resist Emmanuel Kanu not to say anything, not to listen to him, because there he was saying nobody should listen to him and that people should just know that he's come to destroy the leadership. No. Let us hear what he wants to say. You can't come and give a perspective to a particular story that you refuse to talk about, and then just talk about in details. Formerly, people have just been talking about it here and there and here and there, but in details, like you try to explain the role of Emmanuel Kanu, Kanunta, and other people, and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu family. Why did you have to wait until Emmanuel Kanu is making advances or taking action on trying to discredit, as you said it, the leadership, before you began to talk about what he has done, what the role that they have played in the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why did you have to wait that long? That means something is wrong somewhere. Now, why didn't you wait for Emmanuel Kanu to say what he wants to say, and then you know what he wants to talk about, but rather you already came to tell us the stories that you don't know whether he's even going to mention. You want to discredit him and make him not say anything and make the people not believe anything he says. Allow the people to listen to him and then come and say yours and let the people judge if your hands are clean. Now, our people must begin to get objective as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. That is how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. He reasons things objectively. He wants you to look at things critically. If you have an issue, let me hear this side and let me hear this side. Don't get the people, poison the people's mind against one side and then let us want to believe and make us think that what you are telling us is true. I am not saying what he said, Chinansa said, is lies anyways. But why are you telling us now? That means it's suspicious. Now, why don't you wait for Emmanuel Kanu to say something relating to that before you begin to say some stuff? Why do you now go to say the things to indict him and then so that to make the people not listen to him? Now, I want to make our people understand something. You must understand that as much as you long to be a henchman or a supporter of a particular people, doesn't mean that you must always say yes to everything. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and ordinarily renditioned. And you must understand this. That is a serious matter that we shouldn't joke about. It should not be a matter somebody just comes on Radio Biafra and just gives a frivolous statement and tells us this is what happened. It is a national matter. It is beyond any one man's narrative. Chinansa Nworu cannot just come and give us his perspective and then want us to swallow it hook, line, and sinker. No. Your perspective is yours. Mine is mine. Because from what has been happening, I've been observing the body language of everybody. I have my own conclusions about what happened. You, as Chinansa Nworu, have your own conclusions. It shouldn't be that your conclusion must be what everybody must swallow. So you won't use Radio Biafra as a weapon to indoctrinate people on what you want them to believe. What we need to do Just like you have your narrative, I have my narrative, everybody have their narrative about the matter. Let's call a committee of inquiry, or a committee to inquire into the matter. That committee will sit down, they will look at Chinansa's submission, look at Emmanuel Kanu's submission, look at Kanu's submission, look at Mike's submission, look at every other person who have their own submission. We submit it to the committee, and that committee must be a neutral one. The people constituted must not have a stake in IPOB as an organization. At least if we have a 15-man committee or 10-man committee, 70% of that committee must not be Biafrans. 20% can be Biafrans. 10% can be any other Nigerian. And 70% must be foreigners away from Nigeria. They must not be connected to one person. And we must all agree to the people we put in there. And they must be just. Because from the body language of everybody involved in this matter, I begin to suspect. I smell a rat. From the way Chinasa is approaching it, from the way Chileotism is approaching it, from the way the organization itself, the DOS, and how they are organizing their programs and doing their things is suspicious. The way Kanunta is doing it, suspicious. The way even the secretary of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did it, suspicious. The way Emmanuel Kanu, suspicious. Everybody seemed to be having a suspicious role in this whole thing. And let me say this. Why would Chinansa Nworo say that Aloy Ejimako is being monitored? That he hears that he wants to travel, that they are observing him, they are watching him. Now, you said he hijacked the legal stuff from Ejiofor and Ezokome. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not daft. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not mentally deranged. He's alert. He knows that Ejiofor is in the case. He must have made his own decisions on that too. Ejiofor must have briefed him some stuff. Ezokome must have briefed him some stuff. Aloy must have briefed him some stuff. Other people would have briefed him, and he decides to make his decision. Because nobody can take a decision against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's will. He is the one in the situation. He is the one who decides which lawyer will represent him. It is not anybody. So if you are saying that Aloy hijacked the case, then how do you think that Aloy will hijack a case from somebody like Ezokome and Ejiofor? Ezokome is a son. How can Aloy Ejimako hijack a case from him? They would have taken it up with him. Which means that you are only trying to indict this man because he's not on your side. And now you are saying you are watching him. Now the impression you are giving to us is now that you have the life of anybody you want to deal with. You want anybody who wants to go down, you can make them go down. Anybody who wants to make stay, you can make stay, and all of that. This is very wrong. Why not you guys support? Why must it be a partisan thing? If Aloy Ejimako now is approved by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be on the legal stuff and carry out these legal things, Ezokome is not saying anything, Ejiofor is not saying anything because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has made his decision. Why not also give your support if you are concerned and very upright in this whole thing and you are concerned about the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why not everybody come together to see that he succeeds? Why must you stand aloof and say, okay, what have you done so far? Let's see how you're going to do it. Which means that you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to continue to be there. Why can't all of you come all out and support Aloy Ejimako, whom Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, who he has not lost his mind? Because for Ejiofor to be doing this stuff, Ejimako to be doing this stuff, it simply means Mazi Nnamdi Kanu approved of it. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not lost his mind. He is not restricted from choosing a lawyer. Even when he came out to speak in court, he decided to speak. He said he wanted to speak and he spoke. You can't say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a case is hijacked, and which means that Aloy Ejimako is standing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's will. How possible is that? All of these things are suspicious. Which means that some of you don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be out. That's my conclusion. There is this kind of game that is going on. Why can't we all? Must it be? When Ejiofor was there, Ezekiel was there, I was supporting them. I was happy. I comment. In spite of the negatives and all of that, my concern is let me support them and see how they can go legally on this matter. As soon as they were off, Ejimako took over. I began supporting because my concern is the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not the who is leading the team or who is not leading the team. That's inconsequential. What is the unity is important in achieving anything successful. Unity is important. How can you call yourselves members and leadership, members of the DOS, and you are being partisan, you are being biased? Even if Kanunta and Emmanuel are supporting Ejimako to be there, as long as Ejimako will do the job, why are you fighting Ejimako? Is it about Ejimako or Kanunta or any of them? It's about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a priority and important, then, and you know you can't do any other thing to free him because nothing you guys have done so far. The sit at home you talked about that you said Kanu and Emmanuel and Co and truncated and all of that. The same sit at home is you couldn't stand for it. You couldn't even negotiate with them and discuss critically with them and think of something or other strategy. If you're canceling sit at home, what next should we do? You guys have been dormant. All you do is collecting monthly dues from people. But nothing has been done critically to show that you want to do something to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You said you are doing something, but we have not seen anything yet. Let's believe you are doing something. But the truth about it is that the legal part of it, why not also build, a refuge around the person or help the person to be secure who is fronting the case, be it whoever. Why must you be partisan to one person? If it is not Ejiofor or Ezekiel, it will not work. Or Ezekiel or Ejiofor, it's not going to work. It has to be them for it to work. That means your love for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not real. Because from the statement and utterances, it simply means that you guys have targeted Ejimako and you are going to deal with him. And what he's doing is not going to succeed. That's what it means. Obviously, by the narrative, we must be careful. We must be careful. And I want Biafrans to listen. We must begin to put things in perspective and in order. Because these matters have become very critical. Why the issue of narrating what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now? Why now? Why not call, you have an organization, the professional thing to do as an organization. IPOB is an international organization. As long as it's a nation, it is an organization. And as an organization, the professional thing to do when your leader is kidnapped is to quickly call for a committee or an inquiry, a body to inquire into the matter. Don't just sit down and come to Radio Biafra and tell us your perspective of the story and you want everybody to go home and say, yes, that is it. No, that means you feel that the people are gullible. You are talking to professionals. You're not talking to illiterates. You're talking to people who are professionals. As long as I'm a professional, we have lots of professionals also in Biafra land, many of them, and who reason very professionally. You can't come and just give us a narrative after 3 years plus and think that it's just going to solve the whole thing. No. And the reason why I dedicated this broadcast for that purpose is to call the attention of the DOS. You will have to constitute a committee. It is not the analysis of Chinansa that will conclude the matter. No. It is the committee. 70% foreigners, 30%, 10% other Nigerians from other tribes, then 20% Biafrans. Be in that committee. No, none of them must be influenced. They must not be partisan. They must be independent, not influenced by anything. Everybody submits their stuff and they carry out their investigation. That is what professionals do. Not coming on a platform and just tell us one thing and then you want us to swallow it. Are we morons? Why all this childishness? We must understand this. Every Biafran must stand to this truth and this fact. This is Truth Channel Network, and that is why I always stand for the truth. I don't go against the truth. I'm not against Chinansa Wuru, get me right. I'm not against Chikedozie, get me right. I'm not against any of them because there's not yet a system that has indicted any of them. Until there's a system that indicts anyone, I cannot say this one is involved in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or not, including Kanunta as much as what he did, including Emmanuel Kanu as much as what they have done, including Chikedoziem and Chinansa and other people. I can't say that any one of them are part of what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But of course, I have my own reservation and my own study, personal studies, and I have my own conclusions. But my conclusion cannot be the national conclusion. We need a committee, a judicial inquiry. Let's put it that way. A commission body of people, of 15-man or 10-man people, 10-man, committee that would sit on this matter and bring out the narrative. You don't wait for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out. That is unprofessional. Saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out and tell us who kidnapped him and extraordinarily renditioned him, or those behind it. That is unprofessional. That means what we have now is not a leadership. That's what it is. But if we are professional, then we are going to approach things professionally. That is why we must insist on the right thing to be done. We need a committee to be set up. Biafrans must insist on that. That's the right thing to do. We don't need sentiments. Oh, this one is my person. This one is my buddy. I believe this one. I don't. That is, you can never get freedom and a true nation with that kind of attitude. If I am wrong, tell me I'm wrong. If I commit crime, tell me I commit crime. Let the law also hold me. Don't support me because you know me, because you're my paddy or paddy. No. You can't build a society like that. You will only build a cult system where a group of people can always get away with crime. That's what you build. We must insist on the right thing. Please share this broadcast and let it go far. Let it reach them. Let them hear this. It is important. We have passed that level of somebody coming to give us their perspective, no matter who you are. Give us your perspective. And then you want us to just believe your perspective. No. Emmanuel Kanu is there, Kanunta is there, Chinansa is there, Chikedoziem is there, and other people. They're all there. Everybody have their perspective. Everybody know their conscience. We don't know. Everybody know their mindset. You saw somebody who recently killed a young girl and in Unilag, went for an IT program or something in Unilag. The two of them, they grew up together, this guy and this girl. I've forgotten their names now. Adele, the girl's name is Adele something also. And the guy, they grew up together, attended the same church. Young boy of 20 something. The girl is just I think early 20s also, going to school, university. And this guy, Butchard, killed this girl and buried her secretly. And he was now the one saying justice, writing justice for Adele or something. He was the one fronting that this girl had been kidnapped because they were close. Even the families were close. They were close. He was the one fronting justice for that girl. Whereas he was sending messages asking, hey, did you see her? We've not seen her. We heard that she was kidnapped. This kind of thing. Hey, we need to blah, blah, blah. He was the one doing everything until they discovered that the number and whether the number or so, or the platform that he used to try to get money, ransom, collect money, which was blocked also, all of that was linked to him, and it was caught. So you can't know the mind of man, the mind of people. The mind of man is desperately wicked. Nobody can know it. So coming to give us an analysis does not prove you are justified. We need to get a committee to look into this matter. Nobody is justified. Nobody can give us a narrative and we swallow. So all of you who are posting these days is blackmailing one person and spoiling one person and trying to, your own person, you want to sustain that your own person and you want to blackmail the other person you don't like, you are just being gullible and you are headed for destruction. Because we can't build a nation on that kind of narrative and that mindset. We can't build a nation like that. Thank you all. Please subscribe. Please let me hear your thought on put your thoughts in this. Please submit your thoughts and also like this video, share on all your social media platforms. I want to hear your comments and and know what you're saying and know what's on your mind, and let's see how we can move together. And also, I want to also say to you, enjoy the rest of your day. If you are in the night, you want to sleep now, or you're home now in the evening, or you're in the day just waking up or going to work now, or you're at work, whatever it is, enjoy every moment. And please subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. It is very, very important. Your subscription will help us to grow larger Truth Channel network, to go all over the nations of the world, and people to also get identified with the truth and know the truth, so that the truth will make us free. It is only the truth that can make us free. And please pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We must stand and support Ejimako, what he's doing, and also believing in Chukwu to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because we cannot be fighting the one that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has accepted as the one representing him. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't want him, he will not be there. So as long as he is there, it simply means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not lost his mind is still intact. It simply means that he wants him to be there to continue, and it simply means that he has talked with the other people, and that's why they are calm. No matter what they are doing, I don't know what they are doing in secret, but none of them is coming out to take any case against Ejimako. It simply means that there is a support. That means it was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's approval. Let's support him, because the only reason why the colonial masters will continue to defeat us is this disunity. That is why they have divide and rule, because it's a very potent tactic to keep people, to keep people in slavery and to keep people enslaved. But when they get united, they win the battle. And that is what these people are doing right now, trying to divide us on the issue of the legal team. You don't get partisan. Believe in the person who is for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu working now, and make sure that he does the right thing, and follow him and believe in him and encourage him. That's what we should be doing now. Thank you all. I appreciate you guys, and God bless you. Very good. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Kelechi